All right, good evening or good morning, everybody. It is currently 1:42 a.m. Trying to stay awake. I'm actually really tired. So I just wanted to make a really real video. I just got done watching a video from the name is Raymond. It's a YouTuber. I think his name is Raymond. I just posted their video on my Facebook page. And it just kind of inspired me to make this. I actually wasn't going to make a live tonight because I don't want to like overdo it. You know what I mean? But I was actually inspired to make this video because just the way that this content creator was kind of just expressing himself. Put this up here for a second, and he's made similar videos before. And again, it just kind of made me want to talk about it. The topic is male. I think it was the male loneliness epidemic. And this video, I feel very strongly about it because it's very triggering to me. If you're a man and you in any way express that you feel lonely, the first thing you will hear is people kind of saying things like, oh well, you should just focus on bettering yourself, and they'll say stuff like, you're not busy enough, that's why you're lonely, and um you should be basically doing something really, really big or amazing to make someone want to be attracted to you. You should be going to the gym and starting businesses, and you should be so busy to where you shouldn't even have time to be lonely. Or they'll say stuff like, oh, you're just lonely because you're not staying busy enough. um you know um Basically, like, there's just something lacking in your manhood that you even feel lonely as a man. You shouldn't even be worrying about dating or a relationship. Well, it's just like, well, as a 30-year-old man, it's not like you're 18. You know what I'm saying? It's not like you're 16 or 17 years old. You know, it's not like you're 16 or 17 years old worrying about dating. We're talking about grown adult people here. And this can apply to women too. I'm not going to sit here and say like there's not women out here that are, lonely or, desire a partner. But my issue, I'm about to pull this window down because it's super hot in this car. And I'm sitting down right now in my car, so I don't even really need to, I don't really need to, I'm trying to say it's easier. I'm trying to say it's easier because I'm just sitting down, basically. It's just dark. But it's
normal voltage. The Bluetooth device is ready to pair.
It's kind of hot out here. So I had to pull the window down. But anyway, like I was saying, I got 2 viewers here. Hello, y'all. How are y'all doing? I literally just started this live. I actually didn't even plan on doing a live tonight, but I was actually just watching a video um, of someone that goes by. Well, I had somebody here. But anyway, I was watching a video of a YouTuber that goes by Raymond, and he was basically talking about the male loneliness. I guess you can call it epidemic, but this doesn't necessarily just apply to, you know, to men. It can apply to women too. But I was just saying and expressing how basically I get very triggered. This is one of those topics that I get very triggered about because, as I was just saying, and I'm going to take my time with this video because I actually feel very strongly about this topic. So I'm going to just say, I take my time with most of these lives, honestly. But anyway, but I get very triggered with this topic because, again, whenever somebody, especially men, you know, express any type of feelings of being lonely or, you know, wanting to date or have a partner or be in a relationship, you know, there's always like this narrative of, oh, you know, you need to work on yourself. And basically, it's almost like you have to be in like the perfect place in life to even date or, you know, have a girlfriend or, you know, marry or, you know, have a family. It's like, as a man, unless you're basically rich, and it's like the goalpost is always moved farther ahead. Like you get here, you make this much money. Well, because of inflation, that much money is no longer really worth what it used to be. So what was once good enough, it's like, well, that's not good enough anymore. Like what I make now used to be considered extremely good money, you know, even like less than 10 years ago or 10 years ago maybe. But now it's seen as like just enough or like just average earning incomes, or even to some people it will be considered, you know, not enough, you know. But 10 years ago it was considered extremely good money, you know. So that's what I mean when I say like the goalpost is always being moved, you know. It's like, you know, you're doing good based on how things are today relatively, but you know, things could be different tomorrow or in a couple of years. You know, the housing market could, you know, skyrocket again, and you know, things could get even more expensive, and you know what I'm saying. So, but like I was saying, you know, this is a very triggering topic for me because, again, if in any way you express any feelings of, you know, desiring to have someone in your life or being in a relationship, you know, you're kind of made to feel like you're doing something wrong, or people will say things like, oh, you know, well, you know, you should be whole and complete in yourself, and you know, you shouldn't need a relationship or a person to, you know, make you feel whole or make you happy. You should be happy by yourself. You know, you shouldn't need a relationship. You shouldn't need someone in your life to make you happy. And like I said in past videos, or the other video, the people that say these types of things, these same people, whether they're in committed relationships or not, they stay dealing with people. Like they're having sexual encounters, they're having sexual experiences with people. They may not be dating one person, but they have a lineup or a rotation of men or women that they're sleeping with, spending time with romantically. They're just not calling it an official relationship. So the people that are saying these types of things, it's almost like they're trying to shame people. Maybe they view them as undesirable or, you know, not good enough to be in a relationship. I don't know why they do or say these things, but these same people that say stuff like this, they either are dealing with multiple people. They've had like multiple relationships or marriages, and in other words, they have a very active romantic life, but they make it seem like, oh, I'm just focusing on me, and when they know goddamn well that on Friday or Saturday night they're having some level of interaction with the opposite sex, whether it's just strictly sexual, they're just being wined and dined, like they're being entertained by the opposite sex. But again, these types of people will tell people that are actually looking for a committed relationship, like, oh, you should just focus on yourself, or I know I keep saying this, but I'm just trying to like really emphasize, why I get triggered about this. Um, you shouldn't need someone to make you feel whole or complete. And, my opinion is part of being a human being, a very large part about being a human being is finding a partner, finding a relationship, finding someone to spend your life with. You know, that's part of, to me, that is a very huge part of the human experience, is finding your other half to spend your life. Like, I don't agree with this narrative that you should just, you know, be so content and full by yourself in your life. Like, people say that like it sounds good, but to me it just doesn't feel right. Like, there's this narrative that, since you are everything and you are a part of everything, that you shouldn't need anybody else in this life to make you feel happy, complete, or whole. But I feel like part of being whole is finding someone to spend your life with, or to at least share your life with, or share a part of your life with. You know, I think part of living the whole human experience is, in other words, I think the romantic experience of a human being is a very big part of this. And there's so many people that will say, oh no, oh no, you should just be happy by yourself. And you shouldn't need somebody to make you feel happy, complete, and whole. And that doesn't, it sounds really, really good, but it just doesn't feel right, you know? And the more people or men or even women express these things, they just keep getting told that, well, you should be living your life in a way to where, you're so happy, whole, and complete by yourself that you shouldn't need anybody. I'm like, okay, y'all are saying that, but is that really the reality of it? And again, these same people that say these kinds of things, you notice that they always have somebody with them. They always have some kind of girlfriend, some type of wife. They got family, they got kids, but they're telling other people that they need to work on themselves and reach some, perfect level of mental health and spiritual health to even be worthy or deserving of a partner. Like, if you have trauma, you have to be completely healed and basically in this perfect aligned state spiritually to even be, deserving of a relationship. I'm like, who has ever been perfectly healed that's gotten in a relationship? Like, when has anybody ever been perfectly healed? Now it's like everybody's basically saying, you need to be perfectly healed and you have to be, perfectly spiritually aligned, and You have to be healed all of your traumas. And then whenever then is, because it never really, like, you never really seems to be perfectly healed, right? But whenever you figure out how to heal, who the fuck even knows what that even looks like? But whenever you figure out what that is, allegedly, well, then you can date, then you can find a partner, then you can get married or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Be in a romantic situation. And I just feel like that's supposed to be now. Oh, hey, how's it going, Lucas? I just happened to notice your chat just now. Sorry, I'll just keep on chatting if I don't. I'm kind of tired too. But anyway, I'll just keep on blabbing if I don't stop myself. But like I was saying, we keep being told by people, rather like that, basically like, oh, you have to be completely healed before you can date, before you marry, before you can have kids, and you have to heal all your trauma. And I'm like, I just don't feel like that's ever going to happen. I don't think anybody's going to ever be completely healed. You can learn how to deal with that stuff, but I don't know of any person that's been completely healed. It's just you. To me, it's about, okay, so to me, if there wasn't such thing as being healed, to me, it's just simply being conscious, being aware of why you feel the way you do about the things that you do that make you feel certain emotions. And when certain things come over you, being conscious enough to deal with those thoughts and emotions in a logical way. It's not saying that you're not going to feel these things, you're not going to think these thoughts. These thoughts and these experiences, or the emotions that come with the experiences, trauma, they're never going to go away. I feel completely different about these things. They're never going to go away. That person that betrayed you or lied to you, you will never forget that experience. It will always be with you. Energy does not go away. Energy does not die. It just, you can transmute it and you can use it as a learning experience. You will never get rid of that trauma. You can just learn how to become smarter and wiser because of it. You're not going to feel better. You're not going to ever, there will never be a time where those experiences don't affect you. You can just, and this is just my opinion, you can just be smarter and wiser and more aware and conscious because of it. That's my opinion. Will it change one day? Maybe. But, so I feel like everybody's trying to reach this point of, or they're told that they should be healed and they're not supposed to have no trauma before they date or whatever. And it's like, let me know how that goes. I'll check back in, like, I don't know, 40 or 50 years when you're old as fuck. Let me know if that trauma is completely gone. While you're sitting here trying to become this perfect spiritual person, your life is passing you by. You're going to physically die one day. Memento mori. Remember your death. You're going to die. You're not going to be young forever. Yes, I do believe in spirituality and non-physical reality, but to my knowledge, I don't remember my past life. So as far as I'm concerned, this is all I got. Does energy die? Yes, I believe that on some level, everything is, recycled and reborn after it, goes back into